Hi, my name's Kim. I've recently been caught up in a situation where it was so very clear that all people involved had strong opinions or images of the way they perceived themselves, including me. In our arrogance, we felt we had the right to point out what we saw in the others, under the guise of helping us all to grow, which is just so messed up. Even when we realized the ego and arrogance of this, the projected self-image remained, only shifted slightly now, as underlying teachings and judgments continued to fall from our lips in a more subtle form. It was so very destructive. As it says in the Bible, we were seeing the speck in another's eye, but missing the huge beam in our own. We were trying to teach each other lessons we didn't fully understand and hadn't fully integrated in ourselves, never mind begun to embody and really know. I feel absolutely mortified when I think about it. I have hot shame pouring through my whole body. It's like toddlers trying to tell each other how the world works because they have mastered standing up holding onto a chair. It can be such a, in inverted commas, spiritual trait to point out ego from a place of being entrenched in ego oneself. To lecture others on how to be, how to live, what to believe or who to follow, under the guise of being loving or helpful, but in reality from the motivation of feeling superior and right. Telling people off for judging while judging them harshly. Seeing and pointing out faults in others instead of seeing them as distorted mirrors of oneself, or pointing out that others are seeing through distorted mirrors. This has all been such a reminder and confirmation to go within, to fall into center, into the core, turn my gaze inwards. Instead of seeing fault in others, looking inside for the fault in me, and working on clearing that until I can see effectively and objectively, and that fault in inverted commas in another has no sting left. Trying to destroy another person, to bring them down, make them feel small or less than, whether consciously or subconsciously, is an act of ego. And pretending to do so in the name of love is an affront and worse to love, and proves that even if only in that moment you have no idea what love is. All we can do is share our experiences, our beliefs, without trying to fix these in others if different to our own. Sharing, not correcting. Exploring, not teaching. To teach something, particularly of a spiritual nature, you have to so fully embody it that you are an example of it, and words are at times not even necessary. You have to be so immersed in it, it shines through you. Teaching because you think you know it, from a place of mind only, with closed heart, and from a foundation of thinking you know it, and know it better than the person you're trying to bend to your will, is destructive and beyond arrogant. It is not for me to point out anybody else's ego when mine is still so strong. I am feeling such shame still at being involved and participating in doing this. But it's a good slap in the face, which I needed. If you speak of your heart being open, yet you are judging others, your heart is not open, no matter the story you tell yourself to make it palatable or acceptable. This has been a good experience, in that it has been a much-needed reminder of how insidious ego can be, and how it can't be about what you think you know, it has to be truly known. Ego and mind will take the reins and run with them if you let them. I'm still giving them free rein all too often. This is a painful lesson in impeccability and being truly in alignment, instead of just speaking the right words. I want to embody impeccability of word and deed and not fall down at each obstacle. The spiritual pitfall of putting a spiritual explanation on top of your judgments and beliefs to justify them, allowing you to point the finger dismissively at others, even if you deny it yourself, is one I'm finding I still do at times, and the shame is rising. I'm just letting the shame rise and integrate. It is mine after all. As we experience things and come through the other side with increased clarity, the thing to do is not point at those in the midst of the same experience and judge them. It is to offer a hand if they want it, to help pull them out of the quicksand they are being dragged down into. It's been a big couple of days for lessons and reminders, and good to have deeper clarity and understanding of how sneaky ego and mind can be. A reminder again that it's about getting on with living your life, not navel-gazing, just getting on, getting out there and living your life fully. The only person who needs improvement is you. The only person to focus on correcting is you. The suffering can become infinitesimally more subtle, the arrogance more lofty and detached. Share your beliefs and opinions, but not from the perspective that others are inferior or stupid or in any way lacking or wrong, but just because they're your beliefs and opinions. This path is a tangled, difficult one, with pitfalls at every corner, but I am determined to keep walking it, and every time I fall, I will just get up again and keep walking. Thank you for listening.